This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm glad you're joining me here on the stream so we can talk about what's going on out there weather-wise. We were concerned about our weather taking a turn for the worse around 9 o'clock tonight. From 9 o'clock until 8 o'clock in the morning. That's been the window we've been talking about all day long, about when we could see some harsh weather out there. And sure enough, what you see right here is the front making its way through our area right now. And this area, shaded in gold just to the west of Philadelphia, is a severe thunderstorm warning. We've had them in our area. We actually had one in Sullivan County and Pike County truly about 5 minutes ago, and it just was allowed to expire. I'll zoom in tight there a little bit closer. You can see there are a couple of pockets where we see that flash of yellow, where there's some moderately heavy rain falling out there. The green is basically kind of a light rain, and this would by no means merit any sort of a severe thunderstorm warning. But let's crank this back a couple of hours and show you what was out there. Look at that cell right there. One more time on that. Do it one more time if we can. Look at that one right there. It's all that thunder and lightning, that bright red color. Boy, rain was coming down pretty heavily. The winds were whipping out there. And look, in this area, all right, just before it got to our borders, look at all the storm reports we have out there. In fact, we've got one just sitting right here on the western borders of Pike County. There's the western border of Pike. Matt, if you don't mind, click on this for me. Let me just show folks at home what we're looking at here, because that is a tree or a power line down. Everything I'm showing you here, everything is wind related. So this is in Paupack in Pike County. Thunderstorm wind damage, trees, wires down on Pine Drive and Maple Drive. And that's what we're frightened of as we go into the next few hours. When I say frightened of, that's what we want to make you aware of. The fact that, hey, these winds could be gusting up to 60 miles per hour in some spots. We have a cell so just here to the west of Philadelphia, and you can see the motion. It's all moving to the east, so this could be clipping some of our counties south of New York City, this particular cell. But I'm also watching this. Roll that one more time for me. I'm watching that not really get too much stronger than it is as of right now, but we're going to watch that one because it would move. If it progresses as it's moving right now, it's going to move kind of like that. So we'll watch that one over the next few hours. As a matter of fact, Matt, you're in there right now. Let's track this leading edge, if you don't mind. I want to give people at home just an idea of when this could make its way into Monmouth, Ocean County, Mercer County as well. Perfect. Okay. All right, so this would put it into, Matt, you need to do that. Okay, Tom's around 10:21. Just gives you an idea. And right now it's 9:30. So, 45 minutes to an hour from now, you folks in Monmouth and Ocean County could see some heavier rain. I'm going to track this one for you. I'm going to stay on top of this the entire night. But that's what we see. And as of right now, this is the only area. All right, actually, there's another one south of that, but that's not a concern for us, that has the potential for severe weather in it. And the severity is all related to winds. It's not going to be flooding problems out there. It's going to be wind related. So let's move forward here and show you what we're talking about. All of our area, shaded in this gold color, it's a wind advisory. All right, a wind advisory means you could have up to a 50-mile-per-hour gust. This area, shaded in that darker brown color in portions of Ulster County, high wind warning. You can have gusts up to 60 miles per hour. 50 and 60 mile per hour winds, both of them can do some damage. Obviously, the stronger the wind and bigger the mile per hour rating, the more damage it can do. And if you look at how we see all of this holding true, it's from 9 p.m. tonight, which is where we are currently, till 8 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of this is taking place while you're sleeping. And on one hand, that's good because not as many folks are out and about. They're not driving, trying to get from one place to the other with that kind of wind out there. But you're also waking up in the morning and perhaps there's a tree limb down. Maybe in my house last week, a tree came down. I woke up to the fence being taken out. And my town made me replace it as quick as I could because there's a pool and you have to have the fence around the pool. So these are just things you got to keep in mind. Wind gusts right now in Monticello are at 44 miles per hour. That's not your sustained wind. That's that quick hitting gust that can hit a tree and make it come down. And I want to make this point. Whereas last week, when we had all the horrible weather we were talking about on Thursday and Friday, both nights proved to be deadly, too. And the problem with that is you had so much rain as well, so the ground gets saturated. Now you've got those winds, and the trees are just sort of loosened up a bit. Well, what's happening today? We don't have saturated ground, but after those 2 days, basically 48 hours of taking those occasional gusts for 48 hours straight, it's kind of like when you're trying to get a fence post out and you wobble it back and forth, and eventually you can get it out. Kind of the same thing. Those trees have been taking a bit of a beating from the wind. So, 44 mile per hour gusts right now in Monticello, maybe if that's 54, it could possibly topple one of those trees where the root system is a little more weak. 31 a mile per hour gust in West Hampton, 32 Montauk, 26 Greenwich, 22 in Farmingdale. So here's our front. All right, Futurecast shows you by 11:30 it should be offshore. Here's the winds ahead of it, okay, going up to the south, coming in from the southwest, and here's your winds behind it coming in from the north and west. And boy, it's those winds behind the front that are really proven to have a bit of something to say about what's going on out there, because even though the front is going to pass in the next couple of hours, the winds stick around. And here's your picture at 5 a.m. with those northwest winds, still pretty strong at that hours. You get to 9 a.m., they should start backing up a little bit, all right? You can tell that by the different colors of the arrows there. And they should get, look, it's going to be breezy for your day on Thursday, but they back off, all right? Well below the threshold levels. And here we are, midnight, getting ready to get into your Friday. And Friday should be just fine. By Friday night, there may be a little bit of a rain chance. So let me show you what we see on the computer models as far as how strong the winds will get. So let's put this into motion here. We just talked about what we see out there as of right now. A lot of folks with wind gusts in the 40s, some 30s out there. Well, you get to 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, everybody hovering at least around the 40s. I've got a 43 in New Brunswick. So that's been pretty steady for a number of hours. You get to 5. Okay, here are 5:30. Hasn't really changed. And that's what we're talking about. It giving you the potential for that strong gust of wind anytime from right now until 8 o'clock in the morning. After 8, it should start backing off. And again, it will go from being windy to being breezy tomorrow. But until then, you have the chance for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That's specifically up around Ulster County. Everybody else, the wind gusts are potentially out there up to 50 miles per hour. So just take note of all of that. And as you get into your day on Thursday, this is what I'm talking about. It's still a breezy one out there. We've issued the first alert for those hours we've been talking about. It's from 9 o'clock tonight, so we are in it right now. It will go from 9 o'clock, how's this for a nice clear dinner plate, through 8 o'clock in the morning. And for strong winds that could potentially be, I think anybody can see that 40 mile per hour gust. That's already verified, right? That we've already seen. But the potential is there for the 50 and 60 mile per hour gusts and maybe some tree damage, possibly a downed tree, maybe taking some power out. So just know that's what I want you to be alerted to. All right, no reason to be frightened by all this. You just want to be informed about what's going on out there. I've got more information on all of this, and I'm going to be back here throughout the night if it's merited. Otherwise, I will see you at 11 o'clock on Channel 2.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.